Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Biafrans and every indigenous nation in that Islamic state of Nigeria. I came across this video and I feel I should share it to you, my viewers, because the purpose of we here is to enlighten you and to give you the right information for self-liberation from this oppression called Nigeria.
We're waiting for God to send us a Messiah. In Ghana, they're waiting for God to send them another Kwame Nkrumah. Nigeria waiting for another Nnamdi Azikiwe. You see? In America, we're waiting for another Malcolm and another King and another Garvey. That's ridiculous. You know why we're waiting? I got news for black people. God ain't helping you no more. And you know why God not going to help you? Because God gave you this planet, and God put you in charge, and God made you the greatest people and the oldest people, and you let these white people and come out and take everything that you got, and now you want to go crying to God to solve your problems because you're too scared to confront your oppressor. Fear is the enemy of liberation.
If you like, you pray from January to December. God ain't coming to save you. This is from Dr. Umam Ifa Tunde. He's a Pan-Africanist and he has studied the African continent, and this is the fact. God is not coming to save you. You have to make decisions by yourself. Join the wave of Biafra. Support Ambasbonian. That is the only way forward.
One of the reasons your African leaders have not been more progressive is they are financed by the UK, the US, and France. How in the hell can I organize my people for liberation when I am dependent on financial subsidy from the white man? It is absolutely incomprehensible that Africa has been raped the way Africa has been raped these past 500 years, and yet we are in debt to the rapist. How can the rape victim be in debt to the rapist? But if you look at the Francophone countries or the Anglophone countries, they're all in debt to the very man who raped them. And the way they got into debt to the very man who raped them is at the end of colonization, the rapist on his way out the door said, listen, I'm going to destroy everything I built in your country unless you pay me. And so the new African countries said, we can't afford for them to blow up the railroads. We can't afford for them to poison the water. We can't afford for them to sour the crop. So we signed these debt agreements with the former colonizer, not because we wanted to, but because we had to protect what little bit of infrastructure that was there. But the time has come for the African Union to grow up and become the United States of Africa and collectively agree that we're not paying any more debt to the damn rapists. How can the rape victim owe restitution to the rapist? The same thing in Haiti. The same thing in Haiti. France back in 1825 issued the indemnity against Haiti. And so now Haiti is in debt to the rapist France because they threw off Napoleon's army, and France says we're going to sabotage you forever unless you can pay us back for all that we lost as a result of the Haitian Revolution. African people are the only people who have successful revolutions and then have to pay the man that they overthrew. Where do you find people paying the person that you overthrew? Part of victory is what? When you win a war, you don't pay anything when you win a war. The fact that you're paying the rapist, the exploiter, the colonizer, the vampire is proof that you ain't free. Africa has a flag and anthem independence. Africa does not have true political and economic sovereignty. When I'm in South Africa, nothing bothers me more than to read the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa that says South Africa belongs to everybody who lives in it. Show me another constitution in the world. Show me any constitution in the world that says the country belongs to everybody who lives in it. That is ridiculous. South Africa is a black nation. How in the hell can it belong to everybody who lives in it? And when you look at that new African flag that they let the white people create, the color black is the smallest color on the South African flag. The ANC, who I respect the history of the ANC, not necessarily their current decisions, but the ANC, the ruling government, doesn't own a single gold mine. The ruling government doesn't own a single diamond mine. The ruling government doesn't own a single bank. How can you be a sovereign nation if you have no assets? How can a sovereign nation own none of the wealth of the country over which they claim to be sovereign? Here's what I'm saying. There's going to need to be a global African revolution. We got to do it again. You know what's so sad? That everything our brothers and sisters went through on the Congo, And everything our brothers and sisters went through in Jamaica, in Barbados, everything our brothers and sisters went through here in the United States, we got to do it all over again because we messed up. We didn't close out the revolutions the way that we should have. And first of all, many of the revolutionaries were killed off before the negotiations. See, they had to get rid of Kwame Nkrumah before the negotiations. Lumumba before the negotiations. Thomas Sankara, Chris Hani before the negotiations. Robert Sobukwe before the negotiations to make sure everything they lost in the war, they got back in the negotiations. Right. And then what they do, from America to Angola, this is global. I don't care where you live, it's the same system. The white man handpicks Africans. See, there's three types of Africans, right? There's the Africans, there's the Africans, and there's the Africans. The Africans are the black bourgeoisie sellout traders. Coons, Africans.
Yeah, I've heard you say coons before. So.
The Africans are the pessimistic Africans who don't believe we can overthrow racism. And the Africans, I can. The Africans, we're the revolutionaries. We're the ones who believe that not only is victory possible, victory is imminent. But you got to see it and feel it in your mind. And I want to be clear, brothers and sisters, this is not going to be a peaceful revolution. If you think the white man, they killed, raped, molested, colonized, stole all over the world just so he can give it all up because you voted, or give it all up because you sent a petition to the United Nations that he controls. If you think he's going to give it all up because you marched and protested, you are crazy. The European power structure only respects three things: blood, money, and numbers. Blood, money, and large numbers of organized Africans. That's the only thing that will give white supremacy pause. As long as you pray, as long as you march, as long as you say your petitions to the white man's International Criminal Court, you'll never get anything from that. He don't understand that language. He understands blood, money, and numbers. So let me take a step back. We got to organize. Black men are not organized globally.
Nope.
Black women are not organized globally. How can you be organized globally where the number one issue for African people across the world is tribalism? Tribalism is the number one problem of African people.
I hope you heard what I heard right now. Tribalism is one of the greatest problems of the African man. Tribalism in every area of life, in the church, in the institution. If we can get rid of tribalism, we are good to go. The present administration of Tiff Nombu is going to radicalize and destroy that country except a revolution takes place. And the only revolution is the separation of Biafra and all the indigenous tribe from that Islamic State of Nigeria. Share this message and subscribe to this channel.